more than we deserve. In saying he ascended, what does it mean but that he had also descended into the lower regions, the earth? Ephesians chapter 4 verse 9, the English Standard Version. A first glance at the text for today, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 9, most would overlook the statement he ascended and become perplexed with the thought that Jesus also descended. Here, the Apostle Paul asks a rhetorical question, which many maintain he answers in Ephesians chapter 4 verse 10. But what does it mean that Jesus descended? The initial inclination is to think of Jesus' incarnation. Jesus descended from heaven to earth at his birth. He came down to the lower region of God's creation from the upper region. He came down to live on earth from his eternal home in heaven. But is it just that? While on earth, Jesus experienced all that is human except sin. He died. In dying, some argued that Jesus descended into Hades, a part of the earth which is beneath where you are at this moment. Hades referred to the place of the unrighteous dead. However, while hanging on the old rugged cross, Jesus said, "It is finished," according to John chapter 19 verse 30. Thus, there was no need to descend into Hades, as Jesus' suffering was over. No further payment was required for humanity's salvation. Moreover, look at what Jesus promises in Luke chapter 23 verse 43 to the thief on the cross who believed, that he would be with him today in paradise. This would not be possible if Jesus had time in Hades. But is that what the Apostle Paul means when he says, also descended into the lower regions, the earth? There is another implication yet that some scholars believe is most likely. When the Apostle Paul says he descended into the lower region, the earth, he means that Jesus experienced death like all human beings do. His body was buried into the sepulchre that Joseph of Arimathea offered when Pilate permitted him to take the body of Jesus for the burial, the tomb, against which a very large stone was rolled. The fundamental point the Apostle Paul is making in the text for today is the extent that God's love for humanity is prepared to go for humanity's salvation, improvement, and effective functioning. God could have simply dispensed spiritual gifts to human creation, but he sent his Son. His Son lived among mere mortals and entered into humanity's experience to the point of death on the old rugged cross, and still, upon his ascent into heaven, left spiritual gifts for humanity's improvement and effective functioning. Lord, may our love for you grow daily. You have given us much more than we deserve. Amen. You have been listening to Morning Manna with Reverend Bonnie EBW Smith, Superintendent of the Moravian Church Antigua Conference and Minister of Christian Education. Have a fantastic Friday. God bless you.